Hello, my name is Paula Rodriguez and this is my speech. I want to talk about one of the most important Mexican persons, a woman who is still admired as a feminist icon. I'm going to talk about Magdalena Carmen Frida Kahlo y Calderón, better known as Frida Kahlo. Who is Frida Kahlo?
Frida Kahlo was a Mexican painter known for her self-portraits. She turned into a feminist icon in order to represent the female experience and form.
In a world who didn't have any interest about that, because was focused on the man part. For that reason, I choose Frida because I admire her courage to face the world. And she didn't care about the criticisms of the people, because she only wanted to show what she wants, what she felt. She wished that the world known who was her. Frida born and died in Mexico. She was born on July 6th of 1917 in her parents' house known as La Casa Azul, the Blue House, which then became in her own house. She was the daughter of a photographer man and a Roman Catholic woman. Frida had a difficult childhood because of the physical suffering. She endured hard diseases and so forth, things that a child should not suffer. She suffered poliomyelitis, which left her right leg thinner than the left. Another thing could be that her father was constantly fainting due to an epilepsy suffered that Frida discovered years later.
In her youth, she belonged to a group called the Caps. The name is because they used caps all the time, which only made part two women and the rest of the group were men.
This group was a politic group, conformed by most of the successful men of her high school. This group criticized the authority, fought against the injustices, and mobilized through the reforms of the school system. But how she introduced to the painting?
On September 17th of 1925, when Frida was 18 years old, had a bus accident when she went back to home from school.
The bus was hit by a tram and then crashed out into a wall. Frida fractured her column into three parts, broke two ribs, collarbone, and 3 times her pubic bone. Her right leg was broke into 11 parts, her right foot was dislocated, her left shoulder was dislocated too, and the worst part was that a handrail crossed from the right hip through the vagina. Frida made jokes about that. She said that it was the brutal manner with which she lost her virginity. The curious thing about that was Frida, as she couldn't move by 3 months, used her time to make paintings. A short time before the accident, Frida had been working with Fernando Fernandez Domingo, who was the one who taught Frida how to draw. Maybe if she hadn't had the accident, she wouldn't have been the most important feminist artist of Mexico.
Frida left the medicine school in order to begin to paint, to occupy herself during her 3 months of immobilization. The medical complication and permanent damage also prevented her from having a child, though she conceived 3 times. All of her pregnancies had to be terminated.
She got married with a famous painter called Diego Rivera, Mexican too. She admired his work, asking him for an advice to to pursue art as a career. He recognized her talent and encouraged her artist development.
Was
They began an intimate relationship and were married at 1999 when Frida was 22 years old and Diego 43, despite the disapproval of Frida's mother. She met him through a friend called Tina Morelli, but she never had the courage to talk with him. One day, Frida dared to visit and showed him her paintings. From that day, they keep in touch constantly. The marriage was called the union between an elephant and a dog because Diego was huge and Frida was small and thin.
was
A curious data about that is that Frida was bisexual. Diego tolerated her relationship with women, but with men, he gets furious. In Coyoacán, Frida died on July 13th of 1954 at the age of 47 because of a pulmonary embolism. But before that, she attempted suicide several times after her right leg was amputated due to a gangrene.
Her last picture is called Que Viva la Vida, Live Life, and it's about various cuts of watermelons in very bright colors. Curiosities about Frida.
Her husband cheated on her with her sister. About her 143 paintings, 55 are self-portraits. Was the first Latin artist at the Louvre. She was nicknamed Frida Wooden Leg because of the poliomyelitis.
Her work, Estate, holds the record of the most expensive Latin American painting.
And that was my speech, a short biography about Frida Kahlo, tips and curiosities about her paintings and her life. Thanks for your attention.